marriage is where sex goes to die.
So I always tell people, you will never always enjoy sex. It's not a cause.
Hey guys, welcome to the Wivesroundtable show. Welcome. We're going to be looking at how to ensure sexual fulfillment in marriage. We're going to be looking at how couples, married people, can bring the excitement back into their marriages to ensure that their homes and their marriages are places where they cannot wait to get back to after the day's hustle and bustle. And to discuss this with me, I'm so excited to be welcoming my new friend. She is a sex coach and a therapist. So join me as I make welcome Hannah Jonathan. Babe, welcome to the Wivesroundtable show.
For having me.
It's such an honor having you and being with, somebody who is so vested in the matters of sex. Because even though, as Nigerians and as Africans, a lot of us try to pretend that this doesn't exist. We just try to religionalize everything and just pretend like that's not a very vital aspect of life and living. But it actually is. It's something that is really crucial, especially in marriage. Sex has broken up a lot of homes. Codedly, because they won't come out, these people will not come out to say the reason we are breaking up is because we are not flowing on the same wavelength sexually. So they will use irreconcilable differences to
That's
put
the word.
Absolutely to label everything. But most times when you really dig deep, you see that there is sexual tension. So now you have coached lots and lots of people, either individually or as a couple. Now, in your experience, what is the major reason it seems as though married people, a huge percentage, because I'm not going to say all married people. I know there are married people that have fantastic sex. But most married people, or let's just say some married people, don't enjoy sex. Like, I actually read somewhere where somebody said that marriage is where sex goes to die. Like,
I love what you said, right? But you see, in those days, our parents used to marry to have sex.
Okay.
But see, in these days, we marry to stop having sex. Because in those days, they not to have sex. And so when you marry, you start to have sex. And I see, in those days, men cheat then for love, because they give them the right to marry, and so they just marry. And so when they cheat, they find someone they are in love with that they cheat. But you see, now we bring home the person we love and we cheat for no reason, because you brought home your wife, you claim you love her, and then you are the one cheating on her with someone you don't even have feelings for, someone you don't even love.
So what's going on? What's causing all of this tension in the home?
Expectations are high. Expectations are way too high. The stories we read, Bills and Bones, so many books we have read, and you think, and then porn makes it worse. Because when you watch this, there's a high, when he touches me here, I'm supposed to have goals, butterfly. Where's butterfly coming from?
The butterfly have died.
Feel,
were they never butterflies, or did they just die? Do you understand? Yeah.
And so you start to look for what you can't even get. And so when you ask people, what do you want sexually? They tell you things they don't want, but they don't know what they really want. He's not kissing me well. So it's like, okay, how do you want him to touch me? If he touches me, I will know.
I will know.
But tell me how. Because if you want something, tell me what you want, the color, you want the size, you want, so I know what I'm giving to you. But they don't know. But we always know what we don't want. Because we have an expectation here of what we have watched, what we have read, what we have heard, and what we have seen somewhere. And we think that, if you touch my toes, I will
notice, like we feel like those sensations, like when we read Mills and Bones now, they really vividly describe the sensations.
Yeah.
So you're waiting to feel that sensation.
Exactly. But that's not what real sex is.
Yes, that's not real
life. That's
life.
not the reality of sex. I always tell people, especially when I do bridal showers, I tell my brides, you will never always enjoy sex. It's not a cause. Because there are times you are sleeping 3 a.m. and somebody's waking you up to have sex. There are times you come back from work, you're tired, and somebody wants to have sex. So it's all about commitment, all about intentionality. the days I want to have sex, my husband might be busy at work and like, you know what, I need to finish this thing. But guy, I'm in the mood. And so the timing is not correct. But somebody has to give in. That's what marriage is all about. And so if you go into marriage with the mindset that every time it touches me, my hair should stand. Auntie, I pity you. Because all your hair will pull off. You might never stand.
And it will stand.
You might never stand. And so that expectation is just so high.
Yeah.
Knowing that, oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel. Or how I want to feel. Or how my ex made me feel. But he's not making. The Bible has a reason for saying sex should wait till marriage.
Yes. It doesn't want you to be able to compare.
Because the apple you are eating on that tree is not the apple you are going to fry when you marry. You know, and so people need to understand that there are reasons to everything. There are people who it might work for, and a lot of people it will not work for. But the truth is, if you really want to make your marriage work, don't make it just so high. And if it's high, be ready to pull your spouse to that level. Because you can't say, oh, you want BDSM and you want BDSM and you are married to a Amaka. Who else can do is just pray and say, okay, let's pray before we have sex, or let's do missionary. And then you want her to tie her hands.
Snake in the monkey shadow.
A lot of men would not marry a soul spice because she's not presentable for their mother. She's not presentable to church. She's not presentable to society.
But that's what they want.
That's what they want in bed.
Psychologically.
And so you marry the girl who is all covered, who is well respected, who doesn't talk, who calms down. And then you are hoping that night she just fear. Let's go, baby. How? How?
Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, I want you to tell us how we can begin to, get this spice back into the home. Because the truth is, yes, lots of us have, been there, done that. And then now we're married and we're thinking to ourselves, okay, so I've had those sensations in the past. I want to replicate them in my present. But, it's just not happening. So how can it happen? All right. So for those who, don't even know, like you rightly said, don't even know what they want. There's some people that got married as virgins. They don't know what it's supposed to be like. They just kind of have an idea. Okay, people said it's supposed to be like this. I'm not so sure, but I'm still waiting for my own to happen. So what can they do? And what can those who have been about town and are now married and are not finding it really appealing in the bedroom, what can they begin to do? Because honestly, marriage is the place where we are supposed to get our sexual fulfillment. Marriage is the place where we're supposed to have all of those our fantasies fulfilled, so that you don't become a married person that is constantly looking out and breaking all of your vows and commitments to your partner. So we need to figure out how we can bring the fire, the spice, and the pizzazz back into our homes to ensure that we actually fulfill our sexual fantasies in the sanctity and safety of our marriages. So we're going to look at all of this right after this quick break. This is still the Wivesroundtable Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Wow, it's been such a wonderful discussion right here on the Wivesroundtable Show with Hannah Jonathan. She's a sex therapist as well as a sex coach. So far, we've looked at, one reason why it looks as if lots of married people are not enjoying that sexual fulfillment that they really looked forward to in their marriages. And we've mentioned overtly high expectations. And I know that this is just one out of so many other reasons why this is so. Because we may not have as much time as we need to run through many other reasons, let's go very quickly into what can be done. So no matter what the reason is, I know that there are ways that you can go around it. Because honestly, we all want to really be happy sexually in our marriages. Honestly, that is something that is really crucial. Trust me when I tell you this. So Hannah, please, how do we start? First of all, let's break this into two categories of people. So let's talk about those who didn't even have the experience before they came into marriage, but they kind of had a mental image of what it should look like, maybe because of books they've read and all of those kinds of things, but they don't have anything to juxtapose with, right? but they just know I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Like they said it's supposed to be all of that, but it's not doing anything for me. So that's one category of people. The second category are those who were all around town, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and now they're married, and they're just constantly in that place of, it's not like it used to be. I am not finding that fulfillment like I used to get it with A, B, and C, right? So let's look at it from those two angles. What can they begin to do to bring the fire home?
Okay. So for the first set of people who have not been there, you know, and are hoping to get there, the truth about it is this: where exactly are you?
Okay.
Right. It's not what people are saying. What people are saying is people's definition,
okay,
of what they have heard, they have seen, they have read, you know, they have experienced, you know, other people's stories. Okay. Create your own. Where are you? Okay, I'm here. I've not experienced. I want to experience. So what are the steps you need to take? What are those things you can do to put you there, right? So the first thing is intimacy. How intimate are you with your spouse?
Okay.
Now, a lot of times people want to be intimate, but they're not open. I can't be intimate with you. Intimacy means into me, I see, right? Or into you, I see, right? I can't look into you if you're not open
there are
to
walls.
me. Do you understand? And so a lot of times, a lot of people don't speak up. Tell me how you feel. I know sometimes you feel, if I tell her now, she will think I'm this. If I tell him now, but have you tried first? But a lot of times the major issue we have in mind is criticism. We criticize ourselves first. If I say this to him, he will feel this way. Have you tried? Now, it's not what you say. It is how you say what you say. I can tell you are not good in bed. But I can tell you in a way that you will laugh at me that I leave it. I'm not good there, don't worry. But there's another way I will tell you.
Yes, and it will break you.
And you might not feel yourself for the next 1 hour.
Yes.
You are calculating, am I that bad? Right? So it is not a word. It is the choice of word. The timing, the tone behind the choice of words you use. Right? So if you want to be intimate with your spouse, calm down. There is always something that will hit the other person. I always say this: don't talk to their ear, speak to their soul.
Okay.
Right? What does he like? What does she like? What is that 2-3 things she has been complaining about for the last 3 years in your marriage?
Okay.
Right? A lot of men will say respect. She doesn't respect me. Now, when they say things like respect, ask yourself, what is his definition of respect? Because there are men that would get angry outside and their wife will shout at them, what's wrong with you? And they don't see that as a problem. But there are other men, you try that, you might not even sleep in that house that night. Respect means different things to different people. Understand his definition of respect. That way you have solved the problem by half. Because when he starts to feel you respect him, he will start to do things for you. And so a lot of women do not understand that we control these men. But men feel, I am the man. No. You said I should not do this. Okay, no problem, sir. Right? You have a plan, you want to do something, and he's saying no. Rather than telling your own will not work, why don't you say things like, you know what, okay, fine. Let's try it this way. But if it doesn't work, can we try it this other way? But I think your own will be better. In other words, you are giving him other options, but you have still made him the man. I think your own will be better. Now, another thing is choice of words. When you get married, right, don't start a sentence with why. It might sound as a word. It's not just a word. Start with what. Now, let me give you an example. You come back from work. You come, they're going to be home. And then 3-5 hours later, you're not back. And then you come back. And from them, I'm asking you, why are you just coming back? Why? You told me you'll be back 3 hours and you're just coming back. Right? But if I say, what happened? I'm asking the same question. A different tone, different choice of words. And so a lot of times, we start to wear the bag of why and we forget the what. But you see, before marriage, you used to be what? Baby, you didn't even call me since morning. What happened? When in marriage, you said you were going to call me, you didn't come. Don't even talk to me. No, you were not like that. And so a lot of times when people have issues in the bedroom, it starts outside the bedroom. So you come back home and you give me a car key, right? And then we have sex. Do you know that you will not focus on that sex? Why? Because you're in a happy mood. You are thinking of, oh God, my husband loves me. And so whatever he does at that point in time, he's good in bed.
Right.
He's good in bed.
Right.
Because you're in a certain space and a certain emotional space.
Absolutely.
Right? But he comes back from work and tells you your house is dirty, you didn't even do this, meanwhile you're tired, and then he comes to bed. You start to complain, he didn't even do it well yourself.
Yeah.
See the way he touched me. And so most time it's not the sex, it's the emotion.
It's the state.
That's why I find that when you're dating, for those who have sex before marriage, when you're dating or during honeymoon, he takes you out. You're on location, you're on vacation, you're feeling so cool. So anything he does is
correct.
But when you have a mindset, so most times the issue is not basically the sex.
It's the mindset.
Now another thing with marriage is, who are you getting married to sexually? We focus on every other thing, but not the sex. So when you go for marriage counseling, a lot of times they teach you finance, they tell you sex, they don't go deep into sex. For the virgins, they don't tell them how. You have told these people all their lives not to. No primary school is teaching, no secondary school is teaching, no university is teaching. There's no course on sex, and so you usher them into marriage and you expect them to go and fly. How? You didn't even teach them to crawl or walk, and so these people have no other option than to run to porn or to read books, erotic books, and these books takes them from level 0 to 100. And you're expecting your husband, who happens to be a virgin also, to do something wild that would put you in the mood. How? You're supposed to learn baby steps. And I always say, it could take you 3 years, 5 years to find yourself in that space where you want to be. But it's a step at a time.
Yeah.
Don't expect
fireworks immediately.
I have seen a person who is into sex marry a virgin, and 5 years down the line, the virgin becomes a boss. Training, speaking, communication. Oh, I don't like it this way. I like it this way. Instead, for some people, you know the kind of partner you have. You don't want to tell them you don't like it. Just tell them, you know what? I loved what you did, but can we try this?
Yes.
Can we do this?
Yeah.
Don't shut them down. But a lot of times, men want that chick in bed, that one that will just come with heels. You know, she's half naked, she's wearing her heels, and she's standing by the door and say, "Baby."
And these are the things that happen based on what they have seen.
Do you understand?
Read. So they just want
your
to
wife
experiment.
cannot go to certain places. Why would you be there if your wife cannot go? You're going to the club. You're saying, "Oh, she's a woman." No, she's your wife. So if you go to the club and it makes you feel good, take her along.
Those things.
If you go to the strip club and you think it's okay for you to go, why can't I go with you? Because these are places you probably will take me to before marriage. And now you think because I have 1 or 2 kids, you put me at home. No. And so you are looking for someone who will take you there, but you leave her back at home. And then you get enticed by girls outside, and then you want to come home for her to meet up, and she has no idea what you have seen, or what you have felt, or where you are coming from. And so a lot of times it goes back to communication. A lot of men feel because you are a wife, you shouldn't do certain things.
You shouldn't even see certain things. Like they feel like their wives are their wife should remain sanctimonious. Like, let me cover her. She shouldn't see a lot of things. She's the mother of my children. I don't need her exposed. And yet you want her to, turn 360 degrees. And
for me to be a 360 kind of babe, you need to take me to all the 360 places you go to. Let me be with you. Let me see what you're saying. Let me experience the same feeling, so that when we get home, we'll tear ourselves and we'll eat ourselves raw.
Yeah.
But I can't be at home praying, finish my video, and then you come home from the strip club and saying, "Baby, let's do." How does that work?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people need to understand that emotions has a lot to do with sex. Don't expect too much and don't expect too low.
Okay.
Right? Whatever you get, work on it. Let your partner know how good they are so they can be better.
Absolutely.
But most times we complain about what they can't do well, but the thing they are doing well,
you don't even tell them.
Now the last thing I want to talk about is appreciation. We don't appreciate our spouse enough in marriage. Right? A lot of men need to stay back at home for a full day with the kids. Don't go to work from morning to night. Clean the house, wash dishes, and understand what it means. Women will go to work,
come back and still do all of that,
and then you still want her to. No.
I hear you. Like, so far now, you've mentioned communication, very, very crucial. You've mentioned putting each other in that state.
Exactly.
Working on our emotions, because that's where it starts. Our mindset, our emotions, and then appreciation, because that thing unlocks a lot of doors.
Like, it makes you control.
Flood houses would open up when they have made you feel like you're the next best thing to slice bread.
People don't understand that thing.
Yeah, no, trust me, I do. I get hear that. So thank you so very much, Hannah Jonathan. I know that this is a topic that is wide, broad, and deep. We can't really even scratch the surface right here, but I really am glad that we started the conversations because I believe that this would help people begin to probe, ask questions, and look deeper, because a lot of people just say it's not working. Yeah, they don't even know that there are certain things that they need to do to help make it work. So starting this conversation is a fantastic first step to helping people become more aware of what's going on, what they want, and what they can begin to do to get what they want. So guys, if you found value from this particular episode, I would really love to hear from you. Hit us up on social media at Wivesroundtable on both Instagram as well as on Facebook. But you know, I wouldn't leave without saying love everyone around you, but most importantly, love yourself, because you can't give what you don't have. Have a very good day, my friends. Bye for now.